When I walk through a jam, no one knows who I am. Put your head on my chest, and I'm Mr. Success.
Mr. Success.
Never close.
Ms. Success. Are you out there this morning?
All at once I'm
Good morning. Welcome to the Inevitable Radio Show. I'm your host, William Sumner. We're in a multi-series of shows focused on business greatness. So we've talked about business greatness, what that really means. We've focused on the inevitable you. We've focused on building an inside-out psychological model for success for you versus an outside-in. Inside out is the top 10%. Outside in is the bottom 90. We did a whole show on a psychological model called moving towards what you want or moving away from what you don't want. So moving towards success, 10%, versus avoiding failure at a very powerful rate, bottom 90%. And again, by the way, bottom 90%, you could be in the 89th percentile and be wildly above average at that mark. But it won't be the greatest version of you, which is what we talked about last show. So today, I want to start with a very specific tool today. So I want you to ponder this. I want you to feel this. I want you to think about what I'm telling you. The way your brain works is this. Every breath, every moment, your brain is constantly scanning the inputs it's receiving, and it asks the first question. It says, what does this moment mean? Is this a good moment? Is it a bad moment? Is it a safe moment? Is it a risky moment? Is it an ambivalent moment? Is there no meaning to this moment at all? I'm watching TV. I'm just sitting driving my car. I have no meaning in this moment. That is a meaning. When your brain knows what the moment means, you assign an emotion. I'm happy, I'm sad, I don't care. I'm excited, I'm afraid, I'm scared to death, but I'm doing it anyway. You assign an emotion, and when you have the meaning and the emotion, you know what action to take. And for many people, the action most people take is no action at all. Well, I'm not going to do anything right now. I'll wait till later. I'll think more about it. I need more data. I'm not sure what to do. I'm afraid to do anything. So you do nothing. But that is a course of action. And so we're in the context of business greatness. So whether you're going on a sales call, because you're a salesman, whether you are a business leader and you're going into a staff meeting, whether you are a project manager, whether you're a small business owner, it doesn't matter who you are, where you are on the business continuum. You approach a moment with that three-step process running. Now, what happens as a result of that three-step process and how you mechanically assign the meaning and emotion feels much like this. Think of this. You put a DVD in your mental player and you begin playing a movie. Now, this movie may have been written and directed by your family of origin. It might be your father's voice, your mother's voice. It may be an old school teacher, an old coach. And sometimes, if you're in the pain part or struggle part of life, it's not a very good movie. It pretty much sucks. It doesn't have a good ending. You never win. You always lose. You always come out on the short end of the stick. That's what somebody taught you. Sometimes it's a great movie. You always win. You're always the hero. You always have things go your way. Or when they don't go your way, the movie plays, a great soundtrack, and you triumph. And think of this, the greater the movie implies, the greater the hero, or even sometimes the more average the hero, but the greater their actions. And mandatory in a great movie must be a great villain, a great demon, a Darth Vader, a Voldemort. He who should never be named is your opponent, is your antagonist. And in this movie, in your family of origin, you're taught that you can win, that you'll never win, that even when you do win, watch out, because the other shoe will fall. Oh, yeah, it's been going so good for 3 months, or this job has been so good. I'm getting more scared, more nervous, more apprehensive because I know something bad is about to happen to me. That might be your movie script. Now, when that played in your family of origin, and you were 3, you were 5, you were 7, you were 12, you were 18, somewhere in there, you kind of took over the movie. It's now your movie. It belongs to you. You write the script every day. You are the producer. You are the director. You put in the sound effects. Is it great music? Is it uplifting? Is it building to a heroic conclusion? Or is it dark and sinister and terrible music? Because we know it's not even a hero in this movie. It's just the janitor. It's just somebody trying to get along. It's not the shiny hero. It's not even the shiny average guy who's going to be the hero at the end of the movie. And you put that script in, you put that movie in, you put those sound effects in, and the brain is so powerful. It's not name that song in 3 notes. It's in 3 nanoseconds. It not only plays the movie, it plays it with a 200-piece orchestra with all the special effects possible, and it does it 200 times in the space of seconds, because the brain knows how you want the movie to end. And let me ask you this. Would you go to a crappy movie over and over and over again and watch a terrible ending? How often in your mind do you play a crappy movie, an average movie, and counterintuitively? At the point in time that it is most dangerous and you most need a great script, and the danger is rising, the risk is rising, the anxiety is rising, and you need a hero. Yeah, that's when the really crappy movie really plays. And the sinister music is really loud. And you cannot see any other ending.
Thank you for listening to the Inevitable Podcast. Please visit our website for more information on this extraordinary coaching system at www.theinevitableyou.com. Then, sign up for your 2-week free trial of our membership to gain access to hundreds of hours of amazing content and tools just like this. Now, back to Bill.
And so you know this movie. So you go to this sales call, and you put in a movie driving in your car. And it might be this movie script that I hope I don't screw this up. That puts you in the 90% moving away from what you don't want. It might be, oh, I'm sure I'm going to lose this, but maybe I won't. Or maybe you have the movie script, and if you're in the top 10%, here's what it looks or sounds like. Oh, I'm going to walk in. I'm going to have a big smile on my face. I'm going to shake their hand. I'm going to look them in the eye. I'm going to feel great about my company. I'm going to feel great about me. They're going to ask some tough questions. I'm going to have some great answers. They're going to have that look in their face. They're not ready to buy. But I'm going to come up with a new thought, a new theory, a new idea, a new feature functionality. I'll do something. And I'll see the smiles break out on their face. I'll see them nodding their heads. I'll see me winning the business. And that's the movie that you play in your head. And do you think that you can succeed consistently, regularly, powerfully, if you're playing a crappy movie? And the answer is, of course not. You cannot be afraid and see the movie end poorly. You can be afraid because you've put it all on the line and you're in a big account and this is going to make your year. It might make your career. And again, counterintuitively, in the psychology of greatness, people think that once they rewire their mind, their mental software, using these new tools to greatness, that somehow fear and anxiety goes down. But we talked a lot about that last week in The Greatest Version of You, and we talked about the greatest trapeze. Your fear actually goes up, but it's a different fear. But it goes up. The anxiety generally goes up, but you act anyway because the movie script that you're playing is a heroic, happy ending. Think about it. Some of the best, greatest movies of all times, and I don't know what yours are, whether it's Star Wars or Harry Potter or Indiana Jones or, whatever it is, that has that larger-than-life villain and has the hero trapped and caught in impossible circumstances. And you actually get anxious watching the movie. How's he going to get out? How will she get out of this? This is really a nail-biter. And they do. Your anxiety grows and gets larger the bigger the villain, the bigger the outcome, the bigger the save. But that also means at the end of that movie, you weep with joy, or you tear up, or you actually clap at the end of the movie. You ever been in a great movie? The people clap at the end of it, that it was so good. You get to do that in your life too, because you will organize your life according to the movie script that's playing in your head. So the question becomes, now that you begin to understand that, how do you change the script? Do you want to change the script? Do you want to deal with the anxiety of committing to be number one in your company, in your unit? Being the best salesperson, project manager, customer service, small business owner. Put your name, your job title, and put it on a movie. And so for me, it would be the life and times of Bill Sumner. Business coach, life coach, extraordinaire, living the dream. Challenged by ferocious monsters and demons and villains. Facing adversity. Our hero triumphs in the course of action. And each movie has a beginning, middle, and an end. Each movie is a chapter of my life, your life. It's one of the reasons why the theme song for the show is Mr. Success. Because I've wired myself to be that way. But it doesn't mean that in the movie script there's not a big, hairy, badass villain that's ready to just crush me at a moment's notice. And some of the scenes in the movie, he's swinging away, and I'm down for the count, man. I'm getting my butt whooped. And he's punching, and I'm bleeding, and I'm staggering. And, of course, in a real Hollywood movie, after I've been shot 17 times and beat up 23 times and cannot get up, but you know that I'm going to get up, you stagger up. You're Rocky. You find a way. And that's why we clap at the end of the movie. Do you clap at the end of your day? Do you clap for you at the end of your week, at the end of your month? Are you thrilled about the roller coaster ride that you had last year? Or are you focused only on the dips and the bottoms and the swells that you took, where you did get your butt kicked, and you're afraid to climb to the top because you can't handle another fall or you can't handle another bad chapter? These movie scripts, think about the script that you play in your life daily. Because in Hollywood, the heroes always win. But when it's your real movie script, you're going, but I can't beat the demon. It's the economy. I've been laid off from my job. I don't have a strategy. Trust me, it's just a movie script. Put in different sound. If you put a heroic soundtrack, guess what your brain does? Does it focus on disaster? Music is one of the most powerful neural cues that you have. It ranks only behind smell. You put the smell of something in your matrix. Home cooking, warm something, or put a bad smell and you're instantly transported back to that time and place. Music has the same effect and power. So if the music alone in your movie, change nothing in your movie but the soundtrack. And stop playing sinister. He's about to be eaten and beaten and killed and ripped and maimed and shredded by the demon. Stop playing that music. and just put a great soundtrack on. Watch what happens. Notice what happens in your life. The Inevitable Radio Show. You are inevitable. Your power and your greatness is just a breath away.
Oh, so long for a miracle to come.
Thank you for listening to the Inevitable Podcast. Please visit our website for more information on this extraordinary coaching system at www.theinevitableyou.com. Then, sign up for your 2-week free trial of our membership to gain access to hundreds of hours of amazing content and tools just like this.